episode of Chop-Socky Cinema, the new member of the ECS Network family. I'm Josh.
I'm Roger.
I'm William.
And we are here basically to fill what I feel much needed void in the ECS Network, which is a show that actually expresses its love for all fantastic Asian cinema, be it the old Chop-Socky movies of the 70s, to the popular bullet ballets of the 90s, and even more modern movies, especially in Korean movies and or the new Hong Kong generation.
Yep. The love of gun fu movies runs deep in this group, so we figured we'd start our own group and start watching movies and stuff that you should probably watch yourself if you haven't seen it so far.
And actually, if you watch other shows in our network, you probably see us making references to gun fu movies during shows that have nothing to do with them.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Oh, there's our mascot.
This is Titan, the official temple dog of Chop-Socky Cinema.
He also likes to eat things like cameras and pieces of metal. So,
In my head, apparently.
yeah.
And originally we were going to go with a more kung fu-ish movie for the beginning, and then we just realized that...
Keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Titan's behind me, and so, well, this is
We figured we'd go
kind of
with
uncomfortable right now for me. I don't normally sit like this.
So we decided just to start this, no pun intended, start this show off with a bang by, first movie we watched was John Woo's action masterpiece Hard Boiled, starring Chow Yun-fat and Tony Leung.
Yep. Wonderful movie. Probably the movie that brought gun fu to the forefront of American cinema. A lot of stuff kind of is based on this. You can see references to it in Terminator 2, The Matrix, and lots of mainstream films.
And this is also the movie that kind of opened Hollywood's eyes to John Woo as a director. Shortly after this, you might remember movies like Face Off, Broken Arrow.
Mission Impossible 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Hard Target.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was that was his first American movie?
Yeah, Hard
Yeah.
Target was his first American movie.
Apparently, yeah, we all had this like conspiracy theory that like every Hong Kong action director had to make a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme as soon as they came to America.
Yeah.
We thought it was written in the clause because it was like suddenly it's like there's all these like Hong Kong cinema directors, and next thing you know it's like they're making their first American film, and next thing you know the headliner is
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm just like,
He was there at the studio when we got there, so we figured we could use him. Can you do martial arts? Yes. Okay then.
And if you haven't seen Hard Boiled, basic synopsis is that a Maverick Super Cop Tequila gets involved in cracking down on an arms running operation, discovering that there is another CID undercover cop in this organization.
Yep. And I really recommend it. It is one of the best movies I've probably ever seen as far as action gun fu dramas.
oh,
And
definitely.
It is probably bar none in my top 10 movies of all time.
Now, let's just kind of go around with you guys as far as what were your favorite things about the movie? For me, it was just basically the sheer balls out epic intensity of every action sequence in this movie.
From like start to finish.
Oh yeah.
Like from the the opening tea house scene, like to the climax near the end of the movie. Don't want to say anything because it's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
It takes place in a hospital. I'm not going to tell you why.
Yep. And then they had, of course, the stunt man, the stunt master of the movie as a bad guy in this movie. He does some of the most mind-blowingest things in this movie that you hadn't seen on film before this movie. It broke a lot of ground in stunts and action sequences.
Look something up, because I'm wondering about something now that I think about it. Yes, that's exactly where I want to go.
I'm pretty much done. You?
Really?
Well, I mean, and this actually got Chow Yun-fat some worldly renown too, because Chow Yun-fat's a heck of an actor, and he was mostly known in Asia before this movie, but this movie was his breakout role, and you saw this movie on American shelves in Blockbuster back when Blockbuster was a thing, forever ago.
And they sporadically put it on Netflix from time to time. So
yeah, anything with Chow Yun-fat's really good, normally pretty good. There's some misses, but stuff like this and The Killer, A Better Tomorrow are some of his best movies.
the actual Hong Kong versions of the movie, not any American ones.
Yep.
Jeez. There's so many scenes in this movie that I love to do. I was like, I can actually recite just about the entire movie. Art is like one of my favorite movies. I was like, oh my god. As far as, I don't know, man. I really can't pick it. Like, well, I'll try, but I'll say if I have to pick a top scene, it would be the gunfight. The gunfight in the weapon the weapon depository. The first weapon in the not the armory, not in the actual armory, but in the import-export business where they're smuggling the guns out in
the warehouse.
The warehouse fight scene. That had to be one of my favorite ones because the first time I watched it years ago, I tried to figure out exactly how they did every single stunt.
Yeah.
From like the bike sliding and everything, which you can actually, if you look at one of the bikes, you can't really see the. They put slide rails on the bikes. Sorry for killing the illusion there. My bad. Sorry. But they put slide rails on some of the bikes that slide. But they do a good job of hiding it, except for in one scene. I will not tell you what that scene is, however, but they do it. They do a great job of hiding it, except for that one scene that confirmed it all.
One thing I like about this warehouse scene is they packed so much stuff in this scene. Because first of all, there's a warehouse raid, and then there is a massive double cross.
Yep.
And while this is going on, Tequila, the main character, is watching this entire thing happen.
Oh yeah.
And then after it's like several people are dead, major mafia guys dead, and then Tequila decides to make his move, and then this scene basically gets cranked up to 11.
Oh yeah. Tequila with a head wound jumps in, and then that makes everything better. Right?
Actually, the killer. Sorry, side note. This is what I was looking up because the killer came out 3 years before this.
Huh.
Came out in '89.
Wow.
This movie, Hardboiled, just came out and just please stop stepping in places you shouldn't. Hardboiled came out in 1992. It's an awesome movie. I do definitely recommend it.
Oh yeah. A must watch for anybody that likes Asian cinema in general, or John Woo.
Or any kind of bullet ballet, as the nickname they gained the nickname for.
Yep. Gun Fu or bullet ballet. This is where the term originated.
Alright, so.
And Josh, do you have anything you didn't like about the movie?
And really, this is one thing. It's more just this is more just a product of the dub that we saw of it, which was kind of cool because I was able to find the original 1992 dub of this movie when it came out on video, which is basically a bunch of Australian people.
Oh yeah, everybody's Australian.
But there's a very key part. There's a very part of it where basically they're using the song "Hello" by Lionel Richie as code. And when I first saw it, there's a policewoman character singing it. And it's so out of key that I had no idea what song she was singing. It's like, are you somewhere lonely?
Yep. Or is someone loving you? Yeah, the dubs are really awful. Some of the dubs are really awful on this, and some of the dubs are pretty good. But the worst dubs are really worth seeing because they're just fun.
Yeah.
Just because it's just great the way that they kind of takes the story written on the page of the whole movie. X-rated action. Wow. Yeah, just wonderful lines in that movie, and then just everything's coming to an explosive head.
All right, Roger. Was there anything that you didn't like about the movie?
I liked about really everything. There was some slow parts in the movie, but they just kind of they still fueled the story. But I enjoyed about everything with from the movie. How about you, William?
No, not really. Can't really think of a thing I don't really like about this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's one thing, and sometimes it seems like Anthony Wong, who plays the main, or is it Anthony or Andy?
Anthony Wong.
It's Anthony. Okay. That plays the main bad guy in this, because trust me, I'm not spoiling anything when I say that, because you'll see that.
You'll get that know he's right. The bad guy.
You'll get that immediately.
Yeah.
He seems kind of cartoonish. at points as the villain in the movie, but he does a great job because
it's a mustache twirling evil down.
Oh no, it's more like him being kind of like a sociopath. That was quick, and him explain, and basically that was about the only thing I. It's not that I didn't like that. I actually liked it because he used it really well throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
Especially in the scenes where you could tell he was doing that.
Yeah.
Like the scene in the warehouse where him and Tony Long are talking, and then like some other scenes near the end. Especially the monologue was awesome though.
Yeah.
the entire monologue when he's like.
Yeah.
In like in a place where I really don't. I'm trying not to.
No spoilers.
I just want to say his stuff, and I'm just like, I can't, because people might not want to watch the movie then. So.
But just trust us, you want to watch this movie if you have not seen it.
Movie. And this is where, like, whenever you saw someone dive into the side, this was the whole thing they were talking about when they talk about John Woo movies. So.
But one of the things I did like about it is just this is really kind of a who's who of popular Hong Kong actors.
Yeah.
In the action movie scene in the '90s. I mean, Chow Yun-fat, Tony Leung. Actually, the guy that played the chief of police, he actually is a fairly successful Hong Kong actor who has actually made it over in America.
Yep.
Quite well. He's actually really fluent in English.
And the main girl, Teresa Mo, was actually a comedian before this movie, so this got her a little bit more acclaim. And this movie actually spawned a video game called Stranglehold. So there's a sequel to this movie on, Xbox, PlayStation. So that's pretty neat.
360.
And 360.
Yes, 360 and PlayStation 3 is called Stranglehold. It was billed as a direct sequel to
Hardboiled. And it's awesome. You should give it a shot if you like this movie.
If you could find it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to find though.
Yeah. Especially because the PlayStation 3 version came with a hard-boiled movie, and the dub apparently is very, very atrocious. I don't know this because I didn't see it, but apparently I've heard the horror stories, whatever one you want to call it.
But this movie brings us to our rating systems. Our rating system on Chop-Socky Cinema. Chop-Socky Cinema is going to be paper cranes, and you'll see that in this movie a whole lot. And I'll let you watch the movie to see where the paper cranes are and what their relevance is. But pretty much when we rate movies, we're going to give it to 0 to 5 paper cranes.
With 0 just being atrocious and near unwatchable, and that you will never go back watching again, to 5 where you will basically use this as the standard to judge every other movie that you watch of that genre.
Oh yeah.
After the moment that you've seen it.
Yep.
And this is actually, for hard-boiled, or as you might also call it, 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, dead!
Yeah.
Well, I'd give it actually a 5 out of 5 paper cranes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is top to bottom. The story is not more complicated than it needs to be. There's a lot of different levels to it. Very complex characters.
Yeah.
Really, other than Johnny, the main bad guy played by Anthony Wong, everyone else, you see lots of different shades where it seems everyone else in the movie actually has some kind of code they believe in.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Josh. I give this 5 out of 5 paper cranes. This is pretty much the action movie where I would measure all action movies up against it. And it was kind of an offbeat movie back when I first originally saw it a long time ago, but once I saw it, I loved it. So, it's got everything. It's pretty awesome. What do you say, William?
I'm definitely going to give it 5 out of 5. Like I said, this is one of my favorite all-time movies. I wish I still had my copy of it, because I would throw it in just to watch randomly from time to time.
Yeah.
But I love all this. I love the way from start to finish, it gets you hooked. Mm-hmm. From the shootout from the shootout in the tea house to shootout in the warehouse, the introduction of Tony Leung's character. Yep. They got you hooked. Uncle Roy, all the characters, they all play a certain part in this movie, and it'll get you hooked. It really, really will.
Yeah.
and you just want to keep watching to find out exactly what happens throughout the entire movie. And especially like, and there's also like my whole thing of this is where I say like, if you ever noticed like bad editing, not purposely bad editing, but it's just like, well, it's in the movie, it's too late to take it out now, it's the final cut. But there's a certain scene where two guns are laid down. One gun is actually picked up, and a different gun is picked up, and from like to me, I don't know. It was like, to me, that was just funny.
Oh yeah.
It was like the first time I noticed it was like the second or third time I watched this movie. I've seen it a lot of times. It's the reason why I can almost quote it for verbatim if I feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's just a really fun movie too. So.
It is.
And especially like because there's lots of different action movies that like seem like it's throwing story in there to get you from one action scene to the next. This one actually has like a really good thought out plot.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like that. And I'll shut up now because I'm apparently talking way too much.
Alright guys, so final thoughts on Hardboiled. Well, I just got one simple one, folks. If you've seen it, you already know. If you haven't seen it, well, you need to. Real fast.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. It's off and on Netflix. It's probably easy to get this movie. I mean, nowadays it is. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, take a look. Man, it's one for John Woo's first bullet ballets, where he just kind of, you'll see the I think one of his like his pretty much main points is like shootouts in churches and stuff like that. This is one of the first ones that happens in. There's a shootout in the chapel.
No, actually the
killer was the first one.
The killer is actually the first one that has that whole running theme when it has like the.
But that's a big thing in John Woo movies and Face Off and stuff like that. You'll see that as a running theme, dubs, stuff like that. I don't think there's any dubs in this one.
The dubs were I can't remember when he introduced the dubs.
Because I know, well, actually, there wasn't any like church shootouts or anything, but there was again like. You know, this thing is John Woo plays the bartender at the bar that Tequila hangs out, and he gives him this one speech about about how he the way he views the battle of good and evil, and then when he says it's just like, well, that ain't me, that's the man upstairs.
I love that. Oh yeah, and John Woo is kind of like Stan Lee with his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He does like
he'll pop up
in the movies, like because I believe in The Killer he's actually Chow Yun-Fat's in it too. I think he's actually Chow Yun-Fat's first target.
Yes. Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy sitting at the assassination target.
Yeah, he's the guy sitting at the table because you see the picture and it's just like, I mean, you pointed that out to me. Well, I don't know if he's ever been in any of his American films, because I know he wasn't in Hard Target anywhere.
I know he wasn't
in Mission Impossible, and he wasn't in. I don't think I've seen him in any of the American movies that he's done. Not saying that's a bad thing, but yeah. But yes, this is definitely a wonderful, great, and awesome movie. It's just over 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and 4 or 5 minutes, and it's definitely worth the watch. And it's definitely got story where you need it and violence where you need it. It doesn't have anything like completely out of place. But definitely look for that scene I was talking about. That scene will make you laugh just because of all the seriousness. Next thing you know, really? Okay.
Well, anyway, guys, this is the first episode of Chop-Socky Cinema. Thanks for tuning in, and also if you please like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any movies that you'd like us to watch and review, please leave some comments and suggestions.
No movie too good, no movie too bad. We'll watch almost anything. Well,
and actually, if a movie's good, great.
I don't know about that whole.
I don't know about anything, but
yeah, if a movie's good, good, that's fine. But if a movie's bad, even better.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Yes.
I don't know if we're gonna do that, but all right.
Hey, you bought the ticket. You're gonna take a ride.
They can just jump some real slopes.
Anyways, I'm Josh.
I'm Roger.
I'm Will.
And we'll see you at the Chop-Socky house.